After swimming in the clearest water we have ever seen and relishing in the greatness of boat life, we left the Similan Islands and headed toward Phuket. The 60 nautical mile journey should take about 12 hours if the wind is favorable. Nearly halfway into our journey, the wind died to a measly 5 knots, which isn't enough wind to use the sails. So we had two choices. We could either turn the engine on and motor the rest of the way, or we could attach ourselves to one of the several fishing buoys for the evening and continue the journey the next day. The wind has been good in the mornings and then dies off in the afternoon. And since we weren't in a hurry and I really wanted to look at the stars without any light pollution, we chose to spend the night in the middle of the sea. Enjoying the calm sea, we watched the beautiful sunset, made dinner, and watched a crazy documentary about aliens called The Phenomenon. And I spent the rest of the evening looking for UFOs. The next morning, the wind picked up as predicted, blowing 15 to 20 knots, which was creating 4 to 6 foot swells. We put out the Genoa and staysail and were cruising along at 5 knots. If the wind keeps up, we'll be anchored in Phuket early this afternoon.
Oh my god!
Thanks to the captain's quick thinking, he immediately started pulling the sails out of the water and was trying to make the boat as safe as possible while I was at the helm. Powering on the engine, I'm attempting to steer into the swells to prevent the boat from rolling side to side. Meanwhile, Sean worked to secure the broken mast to the boat to prevent it from banging a hole in the side of the hull, which would cause us to sink. The cause was a chain plate fracture, which is the piece of metal you can see swinging from the rigging. Luckily, no one was hurt, but we needed to make the boat as safe as possible. The ends of the stainless steel rigging, which was swinging wildly, are extremely sharp and pose a risk of serious injury. I got on the radio and called for assistance. I wanted to have another boat near us in case we actually couldn't make it back and needed rescuing. After half a dozen attempts, I realized that the cables for the radio, among other electronics, run up through the mast, and now they don't work. The combination of the rough seas and the extra drag of the mast prevented us from making any progress toward Phuket. We drifted 7 nautical miles in the wrong direction before deciding to attach to another fishing buoy until the sea calmed down. We recently fixed an oil leak and we're still closely monitoring the oil pressure, so we didn't want to push it too hard and risk engine failure. There are only 2 ways to travel on a sailboat: the sails or the engine. Lose one and you become entirely dependent on the other. We absolutely could not risk losing the engine after losing the mast, because then we would literally be adrift at sea. With the boat attached to the fishing buoy, Sean carefully got in the water to disconnect the sails from the top of the mast. With every swell, the boat rocked from side to side, and things were banging around above and below deck. Every sound had the potential to be more damage, which would make the situation even worse than it already was. Around midnight, we realized that we were no longer attached to the buoy. We decided to try to make progress toward Phuket rather than continuing to violently drift further away. We found ourselves in a minefield of fishing boats. If we get a net caught around the prop like we did a month prior, we won't be able to use the engine. Both of us exhausted, we worked in 2-hour shifts through the night and the next morning, slowly motoring at 1 knot per hour. After 22 adrenaline-fueled hours with no food or sleep, we finally dropped anchor off Phuket, and I have never been so happy to see land.
got your pole up downhaul, which is actually very nicely holding it, and then we've also got the halyards which we could ease as well. It's out of the way, and I've lived with it the last. Pull that white light.